close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays.
Okay, I'll be with you guys in a second. Good morning, everybody. How you all doing? Hopefully you are doing fine. We are live once again, and thanks to everyone for showing up. So now you want to see my beautiful face, so you got it right here. So hopefully you're all doing well, and happy hump day to you one and all. So once again, welcome to the stream. Let's see, mark your calendar is going to be National... 5 people in the stream. Congratulations. How many people do I have? 2. You're doing better than I did, Llama. But like I said, the morning is early, and I'm just getting everything all set up here. If you're already part of the channel, if you're not already, join our Discord. Our Discord is fairly big. I think we got about 20 people in the Discord, maybe more. I'm so part of so many others' Discords, and they all kind of overlap across each other. Let me just check my Discord information. Doesn't really show, so I have 32 offline, 2 that are online, 9 that are online. So you do the math. 9 plus 2 is 11. 11 plus 32 is 43 people in our Discord. Give you an idea. And as always, the link is in our Discord. It's on our Discord stream. If you haven't got the Discord stream, let me put it up for you. So we're going to hit Discord display. There we go. Join the Discord family down below, as you can see scrolling on your screen. And if you still want to support the show, like I said, we have a support code too. It just helps out the channel. Allows me to pay for this. Once I start, money starts coming in, I will buy this, but, or Patreon.com. Yeah. Head over to Ron over Non-Existent Naked Llama. So how's it? Hopefully you guys are all... I said 2 when I left. Pointing out the obvious. So good morning to everyone that's on here. I know I got like 6 viewers, so to your 6 that aren't, to the others that aren't chatting, you can join us in the chat. We're always friendly and over there. So, what do I have on tap for you guys today? Absolutely nothing except for an announcement. And a big announcement. But first, let's get all this out of the way. So, I'm going to turn on my banners here. So, what's been going on? I've been busy. Busy like a busy bee. As you know, we put out 4 episodes in a row. I know. New record. No, this was not going to be becoming an obvious thing. I wish I could make it an obvious thing, but it just had some stuff that I was able to do and get them done. Because right now, the studio where I usually do my show, where I usually do all the recordings of videos and whatever, that's been torn apart. We had some leakage, and I had to pull the printers down. Luckily, all that stuff was filmed before the leak happened, and everything's now back on shelving. I am soon going to be putting everything back and powering everything back up. It's just a slow process. Also, there's garbage everywhere, so I'm just kind of cleaning up right now. And until I get all that stuff sorted out, I won't be able to do any 3D printing for a little while. But doesn't mean that I'm not thinking of 3D printing. So I got in contact with Daniel. Daniel, if you don't know him already, check out our Sunday stream, our Sunday 3D printer talk. Daniel is a good friend of the channel and is a genius when it comes to printers, more so than I am. And I'll say this, Daniel's probably at the level of Chris Riley. And I also got Chris Riley to do a few interesting things. That's right, Techie Filler, Mr. Butcher. And he is going to be coming on, and we are going to talk 3D printing again. That's right. So I want you guys to get your questions ready for him. Here's the way that we want to do this. I wanted to do this a little bit, have some fun here. If you have a video that you want me to play, show the video, show the audio, ask your question, please send them to me at CanadianMakerProject@gmail.com. If you are putting it up on YouTube, just send me the link. Make it unlisted. I can't view private messages. We can play them for Daniel, and Daniel can answer them for you. It will be a live stream, so don't be afraid to even come in if you have a question. I'm going to keep this open. I'm going to keep it flowing for you guys, the listeners that love Mr. Bud, love the content that Daniel brought us when we were first starting up. And I must admit, Daniel is a smart guy. Let's put it this way. When it comes to content creation, I'm so on it. I'll admit, I'm not the greatest content creator. But when it comes to knowledge, Daniel is sharp as a knife. And I've been seeing a lot more comments popping up on our threads about, especially about when we're talking about lead screws. And a lot of people were asking questions, a little kind of confusing questions, where I just went, okay, this does need another episode. So, I was talking with Daniel about some stuff, and I said, Daniel, do you want to do another show? Rebring it back just for like a one-time thing, or how do you want to do? And I was telling him ideas I had, and he's just like, yeah, let's do it again. I want to talk lead screws. So we're going to talk about lead screw. We're going to talk about the screws, Z-axis, that type of stuff. We're going to dive a little bit more into more high-end printer talk. I'm waiting for my board to still come in from from Timothy Hooglin, which I won on TH3D. So that is coming in also. Once I get that board in, I'm definitely going to be looking at it. Hopefully I'll get my printers back online. I have the CR10, my Ender 3, and my Troxy X1 sitting on the shelf right now. The Troxy X1, like I said, has not been put back together. I gotta do a video on it, and maybe I'll put up that video where I call my friend. It is up on my other private channel, which a lot of people aren't subscribed to, but there's a lot of printer stuff on there, which I might start migrating over to this channel. Hey, how's it going there, Derek? Good morning to you. Hey, Derek, I sent you a message on Facebook. I didn't hear back from you, but I need to talk to you about something. So hit me up after the stream. It has something to do with all this. So, as you guys know, I'm an amateur radio operator now. So I started making these nice shiny new plaques. Full Race sent one off to the States. I'm waiting for the guy to receive it. Now, I sent it by snail mail, so who knows when it'll arrive there. But I got bored. So I took the old design I worked on for this sign. If you guys remember the stream I worked on this back in 2019. Well, I had some fun. I messed around with the design again and reprinted it and took off all this and made it even smaller. So on that one, put that back there. Okay, so on that one, WHF, what does WFH mean? Sorry, I don't know what WHF means. Oh, you're still working from home? Yeah, working from home. That's it. Understandable. So, as I was saying, hey, Viking, good morning to you too. And Michael Castell and everybody else I haven't said good morning to you all. Good morning to everyone that's on the stream, watching from home, working from home, out at work. If you're, working from home, WFH, Actually, how many of you guys are working from home? Let's go with put up a picture. Use the use like that home symbol or whatever it is. I forget what symbol it looks like. It's like a red house or something like that. I think it is, but I don't know how to pull it up. Unless you're not working from home, that's true. There are some people that still need to work out of home, like special. Uh, what do you call them? Oh, give me a second, guys. Dust just flew in my eye. God, I hate that when that happens. See, he's in the crane. If you watch from a crane, use a crane symbol, I guess. Hey, Red Light, how you doing? Uh, there's you go. John Mack to put a home. If you have to work from home, you have to work from home. If you're an essential service operator, you have to work at work. Just saying. And with some of my other content I do for other streamers and such, yeah, I'm basically at home working all the time though. But right now, money's kind of dried up again. Work dried up again. It's an ever going battle helping podcasters podcast and editing and everything else. They'll contact me one day, and then the next day I'll hear their podcast ended. It's like, okay, so you hired me for about 2 weeks, and then you told me your podcast is over. Go to their website, found out they never released those 2 episodes. They gave up. And it's usually around the 7th or 8th episode, people give up, and it's just like, yeah, that's normal. It gets annoying after a while. Shh, don't tell him that. And Red Light will never leave his house as he tears apart computers and whatever. But yeah, no, I basically get phone calls from companies and whatever. It's like, yeah, we want to start a podcast. Cool. Uh-huh. Okay. So what's the show going to be about? And that's where they just go, well, we were hoping you could make the content for us. I'm like, no, I consult and I edit. You guys got to come up with the content idea. And then they do it for the first couple times and they go, oh, this is so cool. We're looking forward to this. Or I get the other guys that go, well, you know what? My hair is getting in my ass and everything else. They go, okay, well, how do I make content? Or I get those questions. And it's just like, you got to be passionate about what you talk about. If you're not passionate, they're going to read right through you. And you're not going to continue on doing anything. You just sit there and you'll just die. You won't care about the show. You just go, okay, well, it was fun. I only did it for a couple of episodes. But I'm not getting any content. I'm not getting numbers. I'm like, don't look at those numbers. Don't look at anything. Just do content. About for a few episodes, and then they just drop off the face of the earth. It's the content I'm helping those people do. It's like, well, I want to start a podcast. I'm like, okay, well, what type of podcast do you want to do? Are you looking to do it like a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly? I usually I want to be like John Lee Dumas. When I hear that, I go, okay. So you want to be like John Lee Dumas? That's going to be $10,000. They usually don't do it after that. If I hear $10,000 is a lot of money, it is. But John Lee Dumas had over $1 million saved up before he even started his business, and already made the contacts and already did half the work when he got out of the army. Usually I don't get anything after that. Usually it's just crickets. The odd person that says, yeah, I want to do that, I'm like, okay, fine. So I show them all so I do my consulting fee and whatever it is. And then they just go, Yeah. I have to what? It takes how long? Those people usually just fall off the face of the earth. It's just like, yeah, I want to do it. It's going to cost me that much. It's going to take me that long to edit an episode. I could hire you for how much? And those people just go, whoop, boom. It's just like, yeah, I've heard podcasts. It sounds like a lot of fun. And then when I explain it to them how much work is involved in a podcast, they just go from here to here. It's like immediately, it's like you can see the trend going. Like you can see that, you can see the needle going up, and you can see the harsh down. It's like, yeah, well, that lasted for 4 minutes. I only charge them maybe about $60 to talk to me. If I want to really go into hardcore, then I charge my hourly rate, which is expensive. I like that. You just need to repurpose a claw machine and joystick and controller. Oh, brother. Oh, it's all these entrepreneurial shows want us to do entrepreneurial stuff, and it's just like it's already been done. What are you bringing new to the thing? I want you to listen to these 10 shows, and then they come back and they go, "Well, I heard them; they're great. How can I sound like that?" Okay, so let's talk. I'll bring out a pad of paper. I'll write down all their information, and I got the billing set up. And you hear them go, well, I listened to that show and listened to that show. I like to take parts of that and mix it into my show. Those are the people I get more interested in. The people that want to take my advice, listen to other shows, and tell me what they're looking for. Those people I know are going to survive. It's just they got to have the dedication. 9 out of 10 times they don't have the dedication. They have the idea, but if your heart is not into it, you're not going to spend the weeks and hours it takes to hunt down these people, get them on your show to talk about podcasting. It's something that... Yeah, sorry guys. I'm really stuffed up today. Allergies are really bad. It takes a lot for those people to write back, to say, well, they'll give me a list of stuff. I'm like, okay, so you want this, you want this, you want this, you want this, you want this. Correct? Correct. Okay. Have you contacted these people to get interviews? No. Have you looked to see if they charge you money for interviews? No. Have you actually, I got a checklist, basically. Don't got my checklist here. I'm just going off of what I remember from my checklist. It basically goes over 20 questions. And me, it's just allergies. It just comes I suffer all year round with allergies. So after I hit those 20 questions, if the questions are all check marked, then I'll go and continue on with the conversation and work with them. Do some editing, do some fast, quick sound checks. Get a shopping list together. Send them out to go shopping. Sometimes I never hear back from those people. Those are the people I call. They saw the costs and they couldn't believe. They thought I was joking. I sent them out shopping and they never came back. This is just too much money. I cannot afford this. Those are the people that I really looked at and went, okay, well, fine. Then you got the jokers that say, yeah, don't worry, I got headsets. I'm like, fine, let's put it together. And they send me their audio and it's in MP3 format. And then I have to go, I need a WAV format. They don't understand that. Because your audio is mediocre, I need the best file quality available. And when they hear how big the files are, they kind of freak out. But they send it to me. I usually can talk them into doing it in a WAV format. Then I do my sprinkle magic dust on it, basically. Take out the ums, take out the ands, take out the o's, take out the e's, take out any of those stumbling words like you know, all those weird sounds that we make. I even try to muffle up some of the lip smacking that these people have and try to correct the audio. The ones that hear the first time I've done editing, they're using like they're using headsets. I never hear back from them. I hear them on Anchor doing their thing, but they only last about 8 episodes and then they give up. And their audio is horrendously bad. Now, there are some great Anchor guys out there that are using Anchor, that are using it to its full potential, but there's a lot of them out there that I just listen and just go, yeah, no, I'm not longer. I email them and it's just like, hey, how's your show going? Hopefully you guys are doing well. And usually I hear from them and they go, oh, I thought the editing was stupid and I just didn't feel like I wanted to spend that money. And I go, so how's your listenership? They go up, they go down. He's like, it was up for a couple of days and it went straight down in the can. We don't know why. Well, I could tell you, but But it's amateur hour right now for people that do podcasting out there. Everybody wants to be a Joe Rogan. Everybody wants to be the John Lee Dumas of the podcasting world. And it's just like, it takes time to build an audience. It takes time. This stuff is not instantaneously. You're going to become a star or anything like that. Everything that we work on takes time. It's crafting. It's editing. It's knowledge. And that's why I try to bring out here is I'll record the episodes beforehand. Spend about 5 minutes editing the video. Then I take 25 minutes taking that audio, cleaning it up, post-process the audio, and then re-encode the audio on top of the video. Sometimes it takes even longer depending on the programs I have to use. Sometimes I have to pull out usually I just use a phonic now, which is helping me immensely for leveling and getting that. You know, if I walk a little bit like this and I talk to you, Alphonic sometimes will know that the microphone just fell out of area and will readjust the microphone so I get that nice crisp sound, which is what I look for. I want to give you guys the best audio so you guys can hear what I'm saying, because let's face it, and I'm going to tell you guys this in the harshest way possible, and it's not meant to be harsh. Unless you got good audio, I mean, you're up on that microphone, you're talking directly into that mic, and you have knowledge on mic setup, your audio will be good. If you got too much room noise, like fans running, you're not on top of the mic, you got your gained, yeah, like when I turn my head, exactly. But unless your gain is not turned up all the way, you're going to sound like you're going to have noise in the background. I know Country speaks a little louder than normal, so with him, the Snowball mic works great because he speaks up a little bit. He puts the microphone just off, but he puts in background music that kind of hides that noise he's hearing in the background. As a podcaster, headphones, I'm listening. And yeah, sure, I put on the podcaster hat when I'm doing this type of stuff. But I know that audio good is going to be audio better out. What does that mean? So, if your audio is, let's say, caca poo poo, you're going to end up with caca poo poo. That's why I never released that episode where me and the 3D printing professor were talking at Murph. We did a video for it. I have video of it, but the audio is so horrendous. The content is so horrendous that putting that out there for you guys to watch is not good. It's the audio level. Something happened in that recording. I don't know what caused it, but the audio is horrendous. You can hardly even hear us. I think what happened is my microphone died, and my what? What are you talking about, John Mack? I'm a little curious because you say talk like you're saying Fernando Pina. What do you mean by that? No, they'll tell me. It's this message right here. So, but anyways, the audio is just so horrendous that my viewership would be, oh, he got the 3D printer professor on, 3 seconds, drop, because the audio is that bad. It is so horrendous. Now, I should have not done that for Earth, but Earth, I was just beginning. We had a lot of great. Oh, I'm talking about country. Okay. We had so much great video that I didn't want to lose the video in the interviews because of bad audio. That's why every episode it says the audio that was recorded was not at our standard. I apologize greatly over this situation, but there was content there that needed to get out. So I worked my magic the best I could to fix that audio. And I mean, I ran a lot of software on that, including Alphonic. So I used a couple of programs I have sitting in my back pocket, like Adobe Audition was my main tool. That I threw the audio in it, chopped it apart, cleaned out some of the, and was able to isolate. Earth is like a bad plug. Yeah, Earth, the bad plug situation, exactly. Our connection here, this little guy, failed on us. So that was our problem right there. And also the wire was dead too. Because we found that out when we went to Toronto Makers. We thought, okay, well, maybe it was just a microphone. Maybe it was just that adapter died on us. And I have like 8 of these for mono input jack to stereo output. Well, the cable was bad too. Because when I got home, I tested this out. It was working. It wasn't working right at all. So I threw it out anyways. The pin inside got screwed. Like, there's a pin inside this. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But there's a silver pin in there that sticks up. Well, when I got home and I looked at it and inspected it, the pin was jammed. It was all the way down. It wasn't making contact at all. No matter what you did, it couldn't hear it. So it went in the garbage. This is a new one. We went to Murph with that one, and it went to Toronto Makers. The Toronto Makes recorded some content there, and it was just horrendous. So then we decided, crap. Now what? Because it worked great when we were at Toronto. When we went to the one over in Kitchener, we had a great audio again. It's one of the things. Now it's not a pigtail that I have to worry about. It's the pin itself. These things cost $1.19. Do them, and at $1.19, these things come in a package of 10. You're bound to have one or two that are going to fail on you. It's like headphone jacks. The headphone jacks that have the adapter, those things fail constantly. I have some expensive ones that cost me close to $25. Those ones are hard to find, but they will last a lot longer. Yes, agree with you. They're right there, Michael. I guess that says it right. Perfect. And for him, he probably wires up all the pre's with one of these transmitters if they want that, or sometimes they'll just wire the microphone PA system into a mixer, and then you have to take that mixer audio, you got to take the sound from the video, pull it in, and have it all combined into one, and then you output it to the net. So he's probably running a mixer, probably running maybe 10 channels, maybe 8, I'm not sure. And then it encodes with the video, and then you got to sync it. It's a lot of work. You think just, you walk up to somebody and say, hey, can I interview you? Sure. Not always that simple because there's a lot of stuff that goes behind it before we even can go out there. Like when me and my co-host, now it teaches people how to do, where is it? I thought I had the print here. Anyways, like me and my co-host, or aka cameraman, Barrett. Yeah, Behringer X32s. Yeah, those are good. That's a good system. I'm running only a Alesis 8, Multimix 8. And then it's going out soon. I just haven't spent the time to do it. I got to pull the board out, get rid of it. And I'm going to a Yamaha C102C with gate compressor. And I'm going to tell you, once I go to the gate compressor mixer, you're going to hear a different type of sound from me. It's going to sound a little bit more brighter and a little bit more less hiss, more loud. Let's just put it that way. Best way to explain it. Right now, what I'm running is a Behringer Ultra Voice A300 through a shielded high density XLR cable to the mixer through XLR. XLR is then being processed into a external DAW. That external DAW is then going into goes into the computer and is microprocessed by another program called, which is OBS. And then it's converting the sound over towards this program and is recording on the back end to have separate sound in case something goes wrong with the DAT recording. Something goes wrong with the DAT in here, I got a secondary DAC, which is recording in the other room. It's a Zoom H4n with up to 32 PNC audio. The video is going through my webcam, which is just the which Logitech I'm running. I'm running the HD 1080p 60 frames per second Logitech camera running with a, I want to say I'm running an amplifier video codec in background, which is helping my video to be a little bit better than most times. And that DAC is then reprocessing it and then putting it out to a YouTube format, going through this program, which is which is going through OBS. OBS then goes to StreamYards, and then StreamYards puts out whatever it puts out. But there's always a high recording going on in the background that you guys don't know half the programs I'm running in the background that are running this software. So it's a lot more technical than I can get into, but it gives me the best quality possible so you guys can see better, because let's face it, my basement lighting is terrible. As you can see foreshadowing on this side. If I got my lights set up properly, you should not see foreshadow on that. So just gives you an idea. I'm only dealing with one light source, which is right there, which you guys can't see. It's only one light bulb, and it's only, I think, 60 watts brightness. But as you can see, the brightness is good on here because I'm running, because I've actually messed around with the contrast. I've messed around with my light, with my color settings to give me a little bit of a warm color. That's why every so often you see a flash, because the light changes. It's one of the things I do. Usually at the shows, I'm usually have this light with me. This has been my camera light. This is the AL196. Sorry, ALH 189. Sorry, 198. Yeah, 198. This does the 90. This is CLR. What is it? CRL, if I remember correctly, 95 plus, which is considered the color range for this light is considered one of the best lights that for its size. It's plastic, of course. Happens. Take 6 AA batteries, or I can run a Sony battery on top of this. Right there, the battery will plug in. This puts out enough light that I can do videos that I need to do with color balance of sunlight, which is 50, I think it's 56 Kelvin or something like that. It's a high level for Kelvin. So I'm just going to check something here. Okay, nothing big. Hey, never let the machines win. How you doing? So yeah, so you got your Kelvin, you got your settings for that. It's what I run with. I'll say this. Lighting is a big issue when you're doing video. A lot of people think, oh, you don't need that much. Yeah, lighting is a big issue when doing video. Thanks, Ed. Thanks, Jim, for coming on. Hopefully the kid hasn't been keeping you up all night and you're just running racket. So, yeah, I look well lit. It's my camera. As I was explaining to everybody, I set up my camera to allow as much light possible and then mess around with the aperture. Best way to explain how I get this beautiful light in here. I only have one little light. It doesn't put out a lot of light, but I open up the aperture to allow as much light into the sensor. And then I go and play with the contrast and everything else on the back end so that you guys get this good video. Focus has always been an issue on this camera. I don't know why it keeps on turning to autofocus, even though I turn it off and I have manual focus set up. It likes to override that and turn back to manual focus. Drives me bananas. But anyways, it's been getting worse every year. I don't know if it's the camera itself or there's a problem with the program. I'm going to see if there's a new update for it. But anyways. I care. Come on. Gee, how you like that from Mike? You hurt my feelings, man. Yes, as I was saying before, audio is always more important than video, and I was explaining that earlier of all the DACs I'm running in the background. And what I do for video and audio. Audio is more important than video. I can't stress this as much. People will listen to bad video, excellent audio, and good audio. They'll suffer through bad video. But if your audio is bad, they will not sit through good video with bad audio. Key point to take into this. That's why I spend hours going through my video, re-editing it, cleaning it up, the audio. That's why I spend so much time more on audio than I do on the video side. You have no idea. Okay, well, maybe I can explain this the best way of doing this. When you first start off working with audio, for every for every, I think the word, yeah, sometimes we suffer from both, exactly. For every 5 minutes of audio, the time it takes to work on it, add 30 minutes to work on 5 minutes of audio. Someone sends me an hour worth of audio, it'll take me maybe close to 3 hours to finish it. To 4. Why? Because I have, whoosh, when I open up a file and I see this weird all over the place WAV file, I'm like, oh, crap. Throw it in the spectrum analyzer. Look at the spectrum. Thank God for a healing tool at times. But I'll listen to the audio and I'll do what's known as the rough cut. That means I am listening for every and you know, and you know, I'm listening for those. My ears are tracked on it. I can usually see it in a waveform where it's going to be. Then I listen to it. Snip a little out of here, snip a little bit out of there, snip a little bit out of there, snip a little bit out of there. Whoosh, into the garbage can. Then I listen to it again. I don't think that flows right. Chop, chop. Move that. Chop up all the audio into little bites. Listen to each one. Rearrange them. And then replay again. Okay, I need to fix that again. And I'll just keep on chopping and editing, chopping and editing. And usually an hour and a half, usually a 1 hour show, I usually get down to 75 minutes. Sorry, not 75. It's only 60 seconds in it's only 60 minutes in an hour. I'll get like maybe an hour recording and I chop it down to maybe 45, maybe 35. Because there's a lot of dead air and a lot of ands and ums. And I usually get back the email saying, how dare you chop up my episode and change it around? This sounds, you have no right to change and edit my audio. It's like, didn't do that much work to it. And I sent it back to them. I said, your time was chopped in a third because of 25 minutes of ands and ums. 32 minutes of dead air. If you want me to send you the original file and you can listen to the way this now sounds, you tell me which sounds better. Usually people have already paid me, of course. I have a policy. You pay me in advance and I'll do 3 weeks and I'll do the work that's required. Here's how much I charge for my audio work. Boom. And I follow the Podcasters Editing Guild. I'm part of that. That guild is basically guys that spend their life editing video, editing audio. I do a little bit of video and audio. I usually just focus on audio, but I will do their video if they want me to do their video. And I usually just tell them, listen, unless it's a talking head video and you have an audience that will listen to you and will talk to you, don't do talking video just yet. Sure, yeah, you'll get more viewage on YouTube, but what's your viewage average? My average is about, you guys stick around for about me half an hour of me talking. That's what I see in my videos, analytics. Actually, let's go through some video analytics right now. Whoa, I've dumped down to 418. Wow, I'm not surprised. I had a feeling I was going to lose a whole bunch of subscribers today anyways. And I've been bleeding subscribers. I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's because of that latest video I put out about buying 3D printers and they just don't want to listen. Okay, so I'm going to pull up some video analytics here. So let me go to my dashboard here. Videos. Thank you. So I'm going to switch you guys over and you guys can see my screen. Okay, there we go. So this is my analytics right here that you're seeing. So let's have a look at this one. This one's getting a lot of views. Already at 63 views, 2 comments. Tell me about it. It's been ridiculous. I'll go up 8 and then I'll be going down 8. It's been like this for the last 2 weeks. I'm going like a yo-yo. It's really hurts. So anyways, as you can see, this video has actually overperformed to what I usually perform. So it's only shown me the 54, but right now I'm sitting at like 68 views. The reach has been incredible on this video. I'm seeing great reach on this video. Here's the traffic information. So browser featured. I've been featured 36%. It's coming from browsing features. Notifications, only 16% watched from notifications. 13 found me on the channel page. 11% for YouTube search. But all in all, it's not great. Could be better. Now I could be on talk groups and Motta and letting people know who I am and putting out content. But that's not me. Engagement, about 7 minutes they're watching the video for. The audience was the highest when it first came out, was 27. Then it trickled down to nothing. And no revenue because I make no money. But that just gives you an idea. Now, if I go into here and look at this one, which is my latest one, I've only had 27 views on that one. So I've been out since Friday. When this came out on Friday, I was already at 60 views. I was already pushing close to 20. I was pushing over 40 views. Depressing. I don't expect these videos to do well because they're an hour long and these were done in Twitch. So I'm not really surprised that these aren't doing well. Doesn't matter to me. Some other videos that did really poorly was this talking about, I believe this one was about some frame thing. Something I found I thought might be interesting. And I've had some interesting comments and I've had some interesting reviews. This clip one really took by storm. I was really kind of shocked how well the clip one did. It's sitting at 68 views right now. But when it first premiered, it was doing really well. Let's have a look here. Analytics. First day, it shot up. 54 views within the first couple days. Then in 5 days, it hit 59. And then it's been sitting at 66 for a long period of time. So, this one is following the curb. Reach is interesting too, because this one had a lot of good reach. Browser features, 41% was from browsing. Notifications had the biggest notification pull. Oh, I understand that. But it's also to look at my stats is something to understand, because if you understand what your stats are pulling in, you can understand what works and what doesn't work for your videos to help with growth. It's not just looking. Okay, I should get out of this actually and go full screen again. Okay, it's not just about looking at your stats; it's understanding your stats. And I say this to podcasters: for the first 6 months, don't worry about your stats. They always look at their stats because they want to see how this helps with growth. What I'm looking at is I've been doing this for a fair bit of time, and I look at my stats to find out what is working, what is not working. What are you guys looking for? What are you not looking for? There are certain things in your stats that you might not realize that when you're looking true, Ron. Yeah, but even though they will come, you got to understand that you're dealing with millions upon millions of people that come in and out of video. They go, oh, this is not for me. You can see where the drop off is. I am seeing more of the audience just going in, getting out. So within the first 3 to 4 minutes of my video, if I see a drop off around the low end, then I know a lot of people aren't watching the content. And I know I'm not hitting the right. I'm not getting those people the right ones. Yeah, and that's the truth. So what I'm looking at is what is my drop off rate? Am I hitting the browsers? As long as I'm being found in browsing, which is what I'm looking at right now, is that my videos are starting to get hit by browsing. That's good. That means stuff like Google, Bing, and other systems are picking up on the tags I put in. Tags are very important in videos. If you're not tagging your videos, you're going to lose a percentage. Now, I can no longer rely on YouTube to tell you guys when videos come out. True. But when you think about it, I'm a small channel. I only got 400 plus subs. And I don't think that's actually true, Mr. Bertram. You watch a lot of channels like Teaching Tech. Teaching Tech is all about he's teaching. It's something that he is passionate about, is teaching. He also likes 3D printing, so he's using 3D printing as a way to get to you guys to help fund whatever he's doing. It's the same thing. If you find something that you enjoy, which I enjoy talking about this stuff, and there's some thought to that too. I'm going to get into that because I had a big growth when I said I'm taking a break, and I lost a lot of subs, and then my subs got 3 times better, and I'll explain that. It's hard to explain this, so I'll get into this a little bit more. So, whenever you're looking at your stats, there's a few things that you can pull from it. Am I being viewed by YouTube? Yes. Am I being viewed by Google? Yes. It's putting my content out there. Great. Notifications, half the time they're broken nowadays. I get told by millions of people, oh, you put out a new video? When did you put that out? A week ago. I didn't get notified. So I know notifications aren't always working. YouTube's dropped the ball in their notification system. So I just go, whatever. Just tell you guys ring the bell just in case. I mean, sometimes notifications work, sometimes they do. So in videos that I have released, and when I was doing this, haphazardly putting out videos, having fun with it, those videos didn't do too well. They went back and forth. But I always felt more of a drop as time went on. So as the video is running older, it is going like that, diving. And I look at it and go, okay, so the content is not grabbing more people's, it's not grabbing as much. Where some of my videos that were total train wrecks, and I mean total train wrecks. Analytics. Trying to pull up my lifetime. Come on. Stupid lifetime. Sometimes it's about being hot when the iron needs to be hot and hitting it at the right time. Is also a big thing too. Like if I show you guys this, 418 subscribers, I'm sitting at 3K watch. Now this is over a lifetime. I haven't checked my 365 to see how I'm sitting right now. When do I have the biggest engagement? Well, over here, it was back in 2018. These are my top. These are the top videos. Sunday Night Maker Stream, 8/7/29. This is where we talked about lead screws. Saturday Night Makers Canadian Edition. Since 4% of my viewers watched that fully. So my live stuff does well. Here's where it gets funny. Here's the videos. Murph 29 part 1. Oh, that's video element. Sorry. Where's the video? Where's my... It's not showing my... Which one's have the best reach? No, it's not here. Okay, there's a... I can't seem to find it right now, but there's an area where it shows me the top videos that are on my channel. And I'm looking for that right now. See, where my audience are the best. When I'm at Murph, during this peak was one of the Saturday Night Makers. We were trapped in our houses, did okay. But in between these two episodes, so between my coax, talking about my pie case, to when I talked about, using one extruder and doing video and doing cable organization, those were big videos. And from that, I can tell you guys want more content like that. That tells me you guys want still the interviews that I do at Murph, but you guys want content that you guys are going to print and use. And the 600, talking about code 600 was a big, wow, okay. So I know you guys like to hear more about Marlin. And it's understanding that stat is what I look for. It's not that I'm fussing over it. I'm trying to find out what you guys want, because even in the comments, you guys are commenting. Great. Great content. But I'm not seeing what made you guys happy about that. That's why I look at stats. I'm not going over my stats to figure out how my numbers are. I go to my stats to find out what you guys are looking for. Because if one video does not land great, which is that video where I talked about My last video, what was that about again? Not the. I wasn't talking about 3D printing. It was the other one. What did I call it? Oh yeah, the charger for my phone. I thought it was an interesting video. I kind of find technology interesting, but didn't resonate with you guys, and I get that. Not every video is going to resonate, but that's why I came on to work it. That's why I look at my stats to figure out what's resonating, what's not. Why I reviews do naked Ron videos? No, I'm not going to get naked. Yeah, and that's why I just tell you guys, like, look at your stats every so often if you're a little curious on how your videos are doing and what's resonating, what's not resonating. If you see like a drop, then you can try to figure out what your drop is for. But I had a feeling I was going to drop a few viewers. It happens every day, so I'm hoping to hit that plateau of the 1,000. That's where I want to be, and that's what I'm working towards. But right now, with what's happened in that room, it's going to be a little while before I can get the videos back up again. I'm running it back in a normal position. But I am working on it. There's some things I'm going to be printing out for myself, which I will be printing because I want to print them, and I will talk about them because I have a need for them. Like this. Found a box of batteries in an envelope. Just laying there. They're all good and everything else. They're from Christmas. But I'm going to build a box. Store them all. Put them back with the Christmas stuff. Yeah. You guys can say forget about stats, but I look at stats to read what stats are telling me. Because I'm producing content for you. Not for me to have content. So, I know you guys don't worry about your stats. I get that. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's trying to get other countries to notice, trying to get outside your puddle. Exactly. And that's what I do. I do dive outside that puddle. I dived outside my puddle and talked about this. One involved 3D printing, which is what I did, but involved ham radio. So I dived into the ham radio audience and talked about this. Talked about 3D printing this. I had a lot of great feedback from that video. That's not shown on YouTube. And that was mostly through me talking in one of the talk groups that I talk to all the time. Got some excellent feedback from those guys. And a lot of them did say, love the video, but I don't want to buy a 3D printer. How can I make this possible? I said, did you check with your local library? Did you check with this? I'm like, oh, okay. It's blinking. Throw it away before it explodes. It's blinking because it's telling me it's connected to the network. That's what it's doing. What am I on for this one? That's Brian Meister. So Brian Meister. So I'll show you guys what Brandmeister looks like. So that's Brandmeister in a nutshell. Show me how many repeaters are connected, how many hotspots we got connected, how many voice calls have been called out, and how many and the master file. If I want to look at the hotspots, okay, it's not showing me that data. Okay, last heard. That's what I wanted. So last heard shows me everybody that's on the network right now that's broadcasting. So right now we're seeing a lot of traffic in Italy, Germany, Switzerland. Where did the Canadian guy go to? Now you're probably seeing some information off the side. What that information where it says like DMR, That's telling me it's a DMR channel. If it says TS2, that is tells me it was how it was transmitted to it. D Star, it's a different type of digital mode. This is all the stuff that's going through all the DMR channels right now. That's why my light's blinking, because all this traffic is going through right now at this time. Now I'm seeing every talk group that's available. Now I'm not on all of them. I'm on about maybe 10% of that. But if I make a call out on one of the channels, I'll get a reply back. So that's what I'm seeing right now. So that's master traffic. Now if I go to my own channel, that's my Pi Star traffic that I've got right now going on my channel. So my last contact was VE3VEELL. Found out their information. All that is basic public knowledge. But yeah, I usually go on here just to find out what's going on. So this is where I can find out all my stuff, all the information, what I need to know what's going on in the channel. If I'm starting to hear some weird traffic come through, I can go into the Brandmeister's last heard and then twiddle my traffic down big time. One code we use is code 400, 4000. 4000 shuts off my repeater and tells it not to receive any more traffic. But I usually leave it on one channel anyways, and I listen to it constantly. So there's a lot of traffic going on there. Okay. Ah, come on, stay. Ah. Yeah, it's going too fast. And that's sometimes this. You haven't seen this on a busy day. This is a slow day right now. Fast day, it just says can't keep up with data stream, and it's just like rapidly, and it is just moves like fast. But yeah, that's what I'm usually monitoring, anyways. But anyways, turn that off there. So yeah, nutshell, that's what I look at to figure out what you guys want. But we'll just leave it at there. Because stats can get statty and more stats and more stats and more stats. It's always good to check your stats once in a while. I don't check it every day. I check it about once a week just to find out what's work, what doesn't work. That's all it's there for. But telling me what you guys want, I can tell from those stats, you guys want more deep dives. You guys want more Daniel, which I am bringing to you in 2 weeks' time. Daniel will be on the show. We talked about we're going to do it on June 28th. We haven't figured out the time yet. I think it's going to be about 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll have more later this week. And I'll be putting out a video to remind you guys when we're doing this. So that's what I'm doing. So once Daniel comes back, we're going to have a good discussion because we're going to talk about Z-rods. We're going to talk about the coupler on a Z-rod. What is the best coupler to go with? May shock you guys. And we're going to say, why would you want to change your Z-rod? So we're going to go into that. There were some other questions about pitch control and using the magic number system. So we're going to get into that too. Because there was a lot of questions involved in that. No, I have to read what you guys want because that brings in more viewers. So for what you do, Mr. Buttram, it's great because you're just doing a talk show style. And that's perfect. That's what you want to do. Makes sense. But you also have fun talking about 3D printing, correct? I myself want to grow this channel. That's the main goal right now. And I'm having fun doing it. You may think I'm obsessing over stats. I'm a little obsessed of stats. But stats, now that I'm a year or two into this, I can see. Yeah, exactly. You don't care about that stuff. I have to. It's a different, everybody's ball game is different. But you'll know that the top YouTubers, even Brian Vines, he looks at his stats and tries to figure out what you guys liked and what you didn't like. Because me and him talked about stats one day. And he goes, yeah, I look at my stats. Everybody does. To understand what resonated with my audience, what didn't resonate with my audience. And because I'm adding a service, it's not just for one person, it's for everyone. That's the whole thing about this whole community. It's about everyone. So for you, I like what you do. Your show is perfect for what I like. May not like for everyone. But you're not doing it you're doing it as a hobby. When I used to do YouTube, way before I even knew any of you guys, way before 3D printing was a thing, I had a channel dedicated to Japanese animation. Loved doing that show. Had a bunch of friends. We all loved it. But the funny thing is that our stats were through the roof at a time. Because people liked what we were talking about. And we were having fun doing that. But we always looked at our stats and we went, okay, so people didn't really like this show. We had fun talking about it, but people didn't like that show. So we looked at our stats. We looked at what made people laugh, what made people go, eh. And we tweaked it ever so slightly. Just tweaked it a little bit more. Tweaked it there, tweaked it here. Cleaned up a lot of our swearing that we used to do. And our stats went higher than ever before. So we knew that, okay, they didn't like the swearing that we were doing, but they like how we work with each other. Then from the stats, we also realized that we were using the wrong tags because we changed our tags a little bit, and that actually improved people finding our content. Well, okay, so we need to improve that. And as we were improving those numbers, we started seeing our numbers climb really high. Now, the reason that podcast is no longer around is because our friend who used to own that channel passed away. And we talked to his wife. His wife wasn't willing to give us the information. Long and behold, the whole crew fell apart. And we all went our separate ways. I myself got more into Japanese dramas, Japanese language, Japanese music, the J-pop scene, started learning Japanese, which then started my own channel, Japan Experience podcast, which was strictly a podcast only. We put out some video for fun, but 90% of our show was dedicated to Japan culture and travel and the music scene. Our show, whenever we talked about music, was not so high. So we jumped back. We went, okay, what does our audience want to hear? Our stories, our travels, our history, what we liked about Japan, what we hated about Japan. We even did some black topics, like really dark topics about Japan, the dark, gritty stuff that not everyone likes to talk about. Those episodes were huge, like super huge. We couldn't believe the amount of people that wanted to hear that dark stuff. because everybody thinks, oh, Japan's happy and glory. No, it's a very racist city, very racist country. And we went heavy into the racism in Japan. We had a very interesting report back, like emails. The emails were just horrendous, some of the stuff we were hearing about. But also, a lot of people commented about it, saying, yeah, this is a problem we know about. And people like that. Just give me 1 second, people. I'll be right back. So, yeah, but the content, but the stats tell you about the content. Stats show you what you do and what you don't do. And I know I got getting stat heavy here, but this is the best way I can explain it. Is that when we look at it's not looking at stats to say, oh, look at my numbers, they're good. No, I look at stats to figure out what resonates with you guys and what doesn't resonate. Like, did you guys like the Plate episode? Honestly, it'll probably thrown out there because you guys probably thought, nah, yeah, sure, a Plate episode. Whippy doo dah. It probably didn't resonate with you guys. I get that. It was content that I enjoyed, but it didn't resonate with everyone. I get that. Nothing's ever going to resonate with everyone. I get that. But if I can find content that resonates with you guys that I enjoy doing, that's what I'm looking for. And that's what stats, and that's what I look at the stats for. Where was the drop off? How long is the average viewer staying there? You'd be surprised how relevant it is. Even though, let's get back to my podcast. My podcast was about how many people? What was I averaging about? So per month, when we put out 2 episodes per month, we were averaging about, I think we were at, was it 1.3 million listeners? With a unique average of 35% of our listening average. So not bad for a podcast that was small. But yeah, we were averaging about subscribers was close to 1 million with 35% uniques with only, and half of the viewership were subscribed. So that can tell me a lot about an episode. That tells me a lot right there. And we could see from a stat that we were still getting downloads. But in podcast stats, you can see, sometimes you can see where it's going and where it's not going. Stitcher is one of them that streams your podcast out, and Stitcher will show you where your dips are and where people are skipping or they're going fast forwarding through your content. And we can see not that many people cared about the music, they cared about travel. So we stuck to mostly a travel podcast and culture. That's mostly what we stuck for when I did the Japan experience. It started leaning that way. Show grew, show did well, but once again, passion weared out. So we ended it. And this comes back to passion. If you don't have the passion, if you don't have this the love for something, then you're not gonna survive. And personally, I still have the passion for this. I love 3D printing. I'm not gonna stop 3D printing. I think it's, and I don't want to stop talking about it. I still have the passion still there. But you guys are saying, well, it's not about, and yeah, stats don't play a big part. I just picked this topic because a lot of people talk about it. And as I tell everybody, until after 6 months, don't look at your stats. Who cares? Really, there's not there after 6 months. I just started looking more at my stats now this year to find out what you guys are looking at. What's been popular, what's not been popular. What's been clicking on, what you guys are clicking on, what you're not clicking on. That's all I'm saying. Like, my stats tell you a little bit of the story, not the whole story. But I wanted to get into that because I think that's where a lot of people. And I'm like I said, YouTube is not for everyone. Videos are not for everyone. Podcasts are not for everyone. Select few people go into this and continue on growing. I'll just leave it at that. But anyways, like I said, I'm going to get Daniel back. We're going to do that show. So if you guys have any questions or anything like that, hit me up. CMP, Canadian Maker Project at gmail.com. Leave your questions in there. I want to hear your questions. If you got a video that you want to send out to Daniel, a question video-wise, send me the link. Make it unlisted so I can pull it up. If you put it up on YouTube. If you're going to put it somewhere else, send me a link so I can grab it. I will be putting out the StreamYard account so people can log into the green room. If you got a question, fine, be in the green room. If you don't got a question, don't be in the green room. We are going to get a little hardcore. And I will be watching both chats. So I'll be watching chat. I'll be watching the chat that goes on YouTube. I'll be also watching the chat that goes on to StreamYard in the back room. I'll be watching the banners. I'll be watching the private chat. All that good stuff. What I want to see from you guys is interaction. If there's something that you're not sure of, ask. I don't know when we're going to be able to do it again. And that's why I want to see the interaction. I want to see what you guys are looking for from Daniel, and Daniel would like to answer your questions. Because there's probably something out there that you're just going, I don't understand that completely. What do you mean that your pitch can control the amount of numbers, and how do you calculate it from there? Ask. He'll tell you. He'll explain it. And I know that Chris Riley, who was watching Daniel talk, was like going, oh my God, this is exactly the content I love. I love technical content. Like I said, that's Chris Riley's wheelhouse right there. He loves technical content. He loves when I get Daniel on the show because then we're talking technical. Now, I know those are our biggest episodes because everybody loves talking technical stuff. So, Daniel's going to get really deep into that. We're going to get deep in the wires. We're going to talk about everything from stepper motors to, synchronized motors to boards to what's the best coupler for a lead screw. We're going to get into all that. Into the weeds. We're going to go deep in it. If that does not float your boat, it happens. But I want you guys to think of a question. If there's a question that's really, bugging you out that you're like, I don't know. Because he did talk about, if you watch that episode, I believe that is the 614. It's one of our biggest episodes. That one alone, he goes deep. I mean deep into the woods, talking about 3D lead screws. And he talks about style of using a four start. Why not use a one start or two start, I should say, which is start at the bottom or start at the top. And we talk a little bit about that instead of using a 4-stop or an 8-start, which is 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom. What's the best lead screw? But anyways, that's basically about it, guys. So, announcement's been let out of the bag. Daniel is coming back. One night only. And that'll be that Sunday because he's busy right now because, well, big news came up for him and I know what's going on and, you know, glad for him that he's found in love. Me? Yeah. Could give a care less, really. That's just the person I am. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. And until next time, have fun, keep on praying, and I'll catch you on the next one.